What is going on, everybody? Thammagotcha here. Welcome into another video. Happy New Year's to you all. Sorry I didn't get this out sooner, as I've been kind of busy as of lately, but we hit veteran with Unovan Stunfisk, and this team went on an absolute tear for me. Still climbing elo as we speak, so hopefully expert video coming out very soon. The team consists of Unovan Stunfisk, Talonflame, and Chestnut. Kind of like an ABC style team, whereas both my Pokemon in the back can kind of deal with the Mud Slappers, as the flying typing on Talonflame kind of really helps out. But an amazing core breaker here, Alolan Sandslash. But my opponent actually opts to swap out and catch the Mud Bomb on a Gastrodon, which works out absolutely perfect for me, allowing me to come in with my Gastrodon, tank a Body Slam, go for a full farm down, and have two superpowers locked and loaded. If my opponent wants to go for a Powder Stone when they come in, I'm going to CMP tie them on my second one, and hopefully either grab both shields or knockout and have a shield advantage versus that last Pokemon in the back. So second superpower coming out, left, right, good night, and out comes the Shadow Marowak there, and Talonflame with a shield advantage should be able to take that very cleanly, and that's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. So hopping into the next matchup, pretty good matchup here. Unovan Stunfisk into Drapion. Now Drapion's going to have a little bit of a pacing advantage, but the good thing is you can take two Aqua Tails with the resisted poison stings, no problem, and Mud Bomb is going to absolutely destroy that Drapion. So they actually opt to catch a Mud Bomb on a Corsola, so great catch by my opponent here. But the good thing is that we have Chestnut here with a Frenzy Plant, and Frenzy Plant is still not enough to knock out this bulky Corsola. Even with that Mud Bomb Chippy, yeah, Corsola is an absolute tank. Don't have one myself, but when I do get one, I will definitely try to showcase it. Unless you want to show me battles, somebody want to send me in battles with Corsola that they had success with, I will gladly shoutcast those battles. So back in comes the Drapion. I know I live another Aqua Tail, and this Mud Bomb is going to be crucial for either doing a whole lot of damage or grabbing a shield advantage for my Talonflame. So Mud Bomb coming in, that grabs a shield, out comes a Feraligatr, and that shield advantage is what I needed to take this Feraligatr matchup here. So first fly coming in, that's going to grab the final shield of the game. I can opt to throw the second fly, or I could risk it all, do another Incinerate. Hopefully they don't get to two more Hydro Cannons, so I opt to double shield here. And I'm really hoping that that Drapion is completely out of energy, because I may have messed up here and thrown that extra Incinerate. So Fly takes out the Feraligatr here. Another Fly coming in. We outpace the Drapion. That was a sweaty endgame there, but I did that to myself. So GG's, well played to my opponent here. So hopping into the next matchup, more Pekko lead. This is a great lead for Stunfisk here. They're going to hop into a Goodra, and I don't have a solid response to a Goodra. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to chip here with the Mud Bomb, and I'm going to hop into my Talonflame. I hop into my Talonflame because Talonflame does not have a good matchup against more Pekko. So there's really no point in opting to stay in with the Galarian Stunfisk, or Unovan Stunfisk, sorry, against the Goodra. And Chestnut doesn't do too bad, although the Psychic Fangs do add up. Vine Whips and Superpower are definitely going to be able to one-shot it when all shields are down. So they're going to probably throw the Psychic Fangs, which is quite fine by me. I'm just going to stay in here, throw the Mud Bomb, grab some shields back, and see what we can do in the end game here. Mud Bomb grabs the first shield from my opponent. I have to shield this one, as a Dark Aura Wheel would probably knock out with my lower defenses, but they just go for the Psychic Fangs bait, and they catch the Mud Bomb. What a savage, onto a Talonflame, and that is going to be curtains for me, because I make a huge mistake here and I come in with my Chestnut. Maybe if I stay in with my Unovan Stunfisk, I may have been able to get to two discharges before they incinerate me fully. But even then, it would have been a really tight game. Fly coming in, that does a massive damage, especially since I was 2 stages debuffed. I don't think I was going to be able to live all those Incinerates enough for me to get to 2 discharges. So that catch really won my opponent the game, as I'm not going to be able to have enough in the tank here to grab a shield, take out the more Pekko, and then have enough energy to take out that Talonflame. And they even cat tie me here on my second Mud Bomb. Psychic Fang is going to be enough to take out the Unovan Stunfisk, and that's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent here. So hopping into the next matchup, terrible lead here. Going to hop into my Talonflame right away, and my opponent hops into a more Pekko. Now the crazy thing about this matchup is that you can actually 2-shield through it and incinerate this more Pekko all the way down. I do elect to throw some energy here just to grab a shield back from my opponent, as I don't want to go down 2 shields without getting a shield back. So, and now I have all this energy coming out of this matchup, and Quagsire is never going to be able to shot me down. So we go for the Brave Bird. That gets shielded. Can we get to one more Brave Bird? As my opponent tries to go for the farm down, we get to the second Brave Bird, and this Brave Bird does massive damage onto that Quagsire, sniping with the Vine Whips here. And with a full health Chestnut and a full health Unova Stunfisk, Corsola can't do enough damage to win this game. And that's going to be curtains for my opponent as I reach the second Frenzy Plant to knock out the Corsola. And that's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. I do believe that was the end of the first set. No, one more battle for this set. Dugong into Unova Stunfisk. Very neutral matchup. But Dugong is going to be able to outbulk us, especially with those Icy Wind debuffs here. So Discharge grabs our first shield of the game. That's quite fine by me. I'm going to let this move go through. Then I'm going to elect to come in here with the Talonflame. Now, this does two things. It resets my debuff, and I have energy coming back out of this matchup. And number two, as my opponent lags, it draws out something that is weak to the Chestnut, or that my Unova Stunfisk can deal with, as my Chestnut can also deal with that Dugong. So Brave Bird coming in, number two. Just want to stall at the switch clock timer here, and then I come back in with a Chestnut. We can go for the full farm down here. My opponent just top lefts. Unfortunate that they kind of lagged out there, but it is what it is, and a nice 4-1 set here to end the first set. So hopping into the next set here, Emolga. What a spice pick from my opponent. They hop into a Sableye. I'm going to go for the Mud Bomb. Mud Bomb is going to do some nice chip damage, and then I'm going to hop into my Talonflame. I don't want to take a Power Gem to the face. That would definitely be curtains for this Talonflame. So we're going to just shield up, go for the full Incinerate farm down, and when the Emolga comes back in, we're going to almost have two flies locked and loaded for this thing. First fly, it is resisted, but Emolga is very glassy, and they opt to throw a Discharge before I get to my next move. So good play by my opponent. I think the better play for me would have been to just throw the Brave Bird, but then they could have potentially just farmed all the way down. But it's a Diggersby in the back. This can get a little spicy because Diggersby has Fire Punch. Fire Punch not enough to one-shot, but the pacing is faster than I get to my Frenzy Plant, and they have a shield advantage. So if they... Trainer, you gotta shield that. Regardless, if it's a superpower or a Frenzy Plant, you have to shield the Diggersby. Maybe they're saving 2 shields for the next game. I have no idea. Don't know why they didn't no shield that, but superpower, even resisted, does a whole lot of damage, and we end up taking that game. Don't know why, but hey, we take those when we get them, I guess. But next matchup, Drapion lead, they hop into a Diggersby. I hop into my Chestnut. This is kind of a mistake on my end. I should be hopping in my Talonflame. Talonflame fully resists everything that this Diggersby has except for Hyper Beam, which they have. Okay, props to my opponent, because that Hyper Beam just did massive damage. Not enough to one-hit KO me, but enough to put it to where I got really low. Good thing I was able to fully farm down, and I'm so glad that I came in with the Chestnut, because they have their own Chestnut at the back, and Talonflame is going to take that game. GG's, well played. Pretty good lead for us here. Talonflame into Unova Stunfisk. They hop into a Malamar, and again, I don't have a solid response to this thing. Talonflame just gets really outpaced, and the sideways really trunk the Chestnut. So there's no point in me coming with the Chestnut. So what I do is I chip and dip. I can shield one, take one, come out with some loaded energy here, and get a shield back with the fly. I know I live this foul play, but I do want to keep my Talonflame kind of healthy, so I like to shield this thing. I'm hoping I can get the full farm down before they get to another move, and we can, which is absolutely beautiful. Back in comes their Talonflame. I'm going to throw the Brave Bird just to get some massive damage off here. Brave Bird does massive damage. You'll love to see it. Out comes the Guzzlord, and we have Unova Stunfisk coming in. That Talonflame is probably 1 Incinerate away from being KO'd. They don't have enough energy for a move, as they only did 2 Incinerate. Crunch, not enough to KO. Gonna throw 4 and then the move for proper timing. Mud Bomb, gonna put this thing kind of low here. That does end up grabbing the last shield, which is fine. We even get to another Mud Bomb. Unova Stunfisk is so spammy. Hop into my Talonflame. Oh my god, we don't get the Incinerate down, and this is... If this thing has Sludge Bomb, this could get really, really bad for us. I need the KO or get to the superpower. Let's go. Almost fumbled the end game there, but superpower knocks out the Talonflame. We are almost able to Vine Whip down, but Dragon Claw is going to knock us out. Does one Thunder Shock KO? Yes, it does. Woo! Almost dropped the ball on that one, but we ended up pulling it out. GG's, well played. Next matchup here, Wigglytuff lead. I know there's going to be some Mud Slappers in the back, so I'm really fine with just staying into this matchup here. What I should be doing, is going for Discharge. Discharge does more damage than Mud Bomb, but you get to Mud Bombs just a little bit faster, but I think the extra damage from Discharge allows you to take this matchup a lot more cleaner. Icy Wind, not going to be enough to KO, but then I can go for a couple more Thundershocks, throw this Mud Bomb here, and we've able to take switch advantage. Now, if it is Mud Slappers in the back, my Chestnut is going to absolutely feast on these things. They're not swapping out. In comes a Driploon here, and I have my Talonflame there on the Driploon. All I had to do is 2-shield the Talonflame, and we should have been able to take that game very cleanly. So on to the next game. Corsola lead. Not the best matchup for Stunfisk, as Corsola just outputs a little bit more damage than Stunfisk, and honestly outbulks it. As you see, the charge moves hit just a little bit harder for Corsola. Discharge doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but Nightshade is going to put us into the yellow. The Nightshade hit just hits just a little bit harder, which is going to be able to flip this matchup for Corsola. But what I can do is get this thing low enough, go for a Mud Bomb, but unfortunately we get the cap tie here. Get a no shield. I live the Aqua Tail on 1 HP. Stunfisk, you absolute savage. Mud Bomb puts them into 3 incinerate range. Hopefully. No, it doesn't. Oh no. I know I live this Aqua Tail, and I am saving 2 shields. No, I'm not. Okay. Gonna shield up this next Aqua Tail. I don't want to waste all this energy. They come back in with Corsola. I do 1 incinerate. Now I have back-to-back flies, so my opponent elects to no shield this or just waste a shield, and now out comes an Annihilate. I grab the final shield here with the fly. Is my switch climber up? Yes, it is. And with the 1-to-1 shield advantage, we should be able to take 1 Rage Fist and make it to 2 Frenzy Plants. The only way my opponent wins this game is if I potentially try to bait here, but I need to shield this move. Hopefully I'm at the back-to-back Frenzy Plants here, which I do believe I am, because if I throw 1 Vine Whip, then this counter is going to knock me out. So my opponent decides to no shield that. Right call by my opponent trying to call the bait there. But that's going to end up to be a 5-0 set here and the nice veteran rank here, 25-24 to end the video. So thank you all so very much for watching. If y'all like the content, please hit that like button. Comment if you want to see anything in the future. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because it really helps out the channel. And it is greatly appreciated. And we will see everybody in the next video. Bye-bye.